Jim, tu vas devenir hétérosexuel.
I want to talk to you, device.
Not touching, Jessica.
Oh, no. She used the J word.
Scandal. Hi! Come on! She's getting away, bud.
Hello and welcome to this week's film show, and we're starting with a record-breaking horror film called Backrooms. To talk more about it, I'm joined by our critic, Emma Jones. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Now, one of the reasons this movie has broken records is the director, Kane Parsons, is only 20.
Yes, he is. He is the youngest ever director to have a #1 film at the US box office. And the success of Backrooms, along with another low-budget horror film already released in France, that's Obsession by Curry Barker, is so profound that it's changing the way Hollywood thinks about who gets to make cinema. So Backrooms stars Chiwetel Ejiofor and Norwegian actress Renate Reinsve, and has made $250,000 already at the box office worldwide, and it was made for just under $10 million, so incredible success there. Ejiofor plays a failed architect called Clark, who in the early noughties, he owns a furniture store. Renate Reinsve is his therapist, Mary. Clark discovers a whole other world leading from a gap in a wall in his storeroom. Unlike, say, Narnia, another world, these backrooms are anything but benign.
OK, well, let's get a taster of Backrooms.
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof. All right, you filming?
Yeah.
Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been here every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Pull me up!
Certainly looks very creepy. Kane Parsons' success, he didn't come out of nowhere. Backrooms began as a viral web series on YouTube when he was only 16.
Yes, the Backrooms universe has existed for years as a type of creepypasta, which is a term for online horror shorts. And Parsons has been in talks about developing it as a film or a TV series for a couple of years. So there already has been a built-in fan base. And the same really with the film Obsession by Curry Barker, who is 26 years old. He is also a well-known YouTube director. So that explains really why Gen Z in particular has been turning up in droves to the cinema recently.
So does it live up to the hype, though?
Interesting. So the Backrooms, as you saw a little bit there in the trailer, are miles of drab yellow-walled, carpeted rooms with strip lighting, sometimes empty, sometimes they have furniture arranged oddly. And the idea is that something just feels off about it. Now, these Backrooms are actually built on a soundstage for the production rather than just using CGI. And this isn't a typical horror film at all. The Backrooms are a state, really, that creates an atmosphere of low-level anxiety throughout. The horror is the peril of being trapped in them forever. The colour, the movements, the lighting, they're all designed to make you feel disorientated. So I would describe this movie as really unsettling. And if I felt that, I think that the film did its job really well.
OK. One to avoid, though, if you don't like low-level anxiety.
Yes.
Onto an animated film called Jim Queen that was a major talking point at the Cannes Film Festival after it premiered in the midnight section. It's billed as the queer French South Park. So is it?
Interesting. I didn't see the parallels in the look of this animation, but in the way it's willing to offend everybody without fear or favour, definitely. I really, really love this film. It's pure pastel-coloured joy in film form. And it's a story of a hot and he knows it influencer, a gym queen called Jim Parfait, and his opposite, Lucien, who's a slender, repressed young man who's still very much in his very pink closet because his mother is determined that he's going to stay there. Together, these two are on a quest to find a cure for the virus heterosis, which is ravaging the queer community, making gay men straight. Now, they know it's happening when their ab muscles start to disappear and they suddenly develop a huge interest in the offside rule of football.
OK, well, let's take a look at Gym Queen, the debut from directors Marco Nguyen and Nicolas Attane.
Reviens. Allez, 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 contracte, contracte. Excusez-moi, Jim parfait, influenceur. Poussez-vous, vous, roulez sur le côté. Aidez-moi, il me faut un médecin. Je dois voir Nina, j'ai des abdos qui disparaissent.
Moi aussi j'ai perdu des abdos, elle a fait la queue comme tout le monde.
Moi j'ai les fesses qui ont ramolli.
Et voici la ferme.
Jim? Allez, restez avec moi les gars. Accrochez-vous. Me laissez pas.
It's great, isn't it? With its commitment to lovingly poking fun at every cliche of queer culture, with even a parallel with the AIDS virus, for example. And there's also a Gestapo in the movie who are torturing those with heterosis. Gym Queen could very much offend, in which case my advice would be don't watch it. It's also very definitely an adult animation. Jim is voiced by Alex Ramirez, Lucien by Jeremy Gillet, and Jim's rival, Pavel, is voiced by gay porn actor François Sagat.
So tell us, underneath its rainbow colours, there are also elements of political satire, aren't there?
Yes, definitely. It's very pointed, although it's not quite as sharp as South Park, but it does take aim at those who even now would be against equality. So in the film, heterosis has been unleashed by the conservative right wing, specifically Lucien's mother, who is the health minister. This is a very French animation. It's recognisably set in Paris, but its themes are definitely universal enough to translate anywhere.
It sounds fab. Well, on to another film that was named the judge's favourite in the director's fortnight at this year's Cannes, Shana. It's about a young Parisian whose toxic boyfriend is about to be released from prison. Let's take a look at Lila Pinnell's first solo feature.
Elle va vendre ses chaussettes sales sur le bon coin. Mais tu peux pas aller travailler comme tout le monde. Mais je travaille en fait.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais avec un mec comme ça? Et passe son temps à faire les allers-retours en prison.
Non mais Chana, faut que tu quittes Moïse là pour de vrai.
Il sert à rien, frère.
Il manque 3000 €. Va chercher mon dosé.
Tiens, cadeau de ton cœur.
Et il sort vendredi.
T'es sérieuse là?
Je l'ai pris de l'argent dans sa caisse, il va me tuer, j'ai besoin de le rembourser.
Non mais j'en ai rien à foutre, Chana, j'en ai rien à foutre.
J'essaye de tout faire bien, mais y a rien qui va.
So everyone seemed to love this at Cannes. Did you fall hard for it, Emma?
This film did not make my heart leap in the way it certainly made the Cannes judges. They absolutely loved it. Although I've got to say, it is a great performance by actress Eva Hualt, who the director has known since she was 10 years old. And she also starred in Pinnell's short film King David, also as the character Shana. This character is usually what is known as larger than life and not necessarily likeable either. She is a real circus act, constantly bringing her drama to town. So Shana is a petty drug dealer carrying on her boyfriend Moses' business while he's in prison. Although once we find out he's actually in prison for domestic violence, the question is, why doesn't she bring some of that ferocity that she applies in the rest of her life into immediately dumping him?
And Pinnell based the character of Shana on real experience, including her own, including the experience of the actress Eva Hualt. She's quite an unusual leading lady.
Yes, she is. I thought while watching this film of Huda Benjamina's Les Divines from 2016 or Agatha Redinger's Cannes competition film from 2024. That was Wild Diamond, starring Malou Kabizi. So the lives of working class women still aren't always well represented in film. And Shana is a really unusual heroine in many ways, and also because she's both Jewish and Arabic. So an interesting heritage there. The film is made on 16mm and it's constantly moving to reflect this character's own restless motion. The narrative works, though. By the end, we certainly have a clearer idea of what has made Shana so fierce and yet so vulnerable to a predator like Moses.
Okay, well, finally, something a bit different. 3 decades after the very first film, we can once again say to infinity and beyond as Pixar's Toy Story 5 lands on our screens. Emma, this is a topical story for Buzz, Woody, Jessie and the rest of the toys.
Yes, indeed. Even more of an existential threat than Stinky Pete was in Toy Story 2, because the toy's owner, 8-year-old Bonnie, has received a tablet called Lilypad, voiced by Greta Lee, and she starts spending all her time online.
So Toy Story is tackling the tech companies.
Yes, I know. Well, directors Andrew Stanton and McKenna Harris should be unafraid that the algorithms are going to target them because they've got Taylor Swift on their side. She's provided the original song I Knew It, I Knew You for the film, and she was also there for the world premiere of Toy Story 5 alongside Tom Hanks.
OK, well, let's hear from Tom Hanks now on the importance of playing in this digital age and Taylor Swift on her delight to be part of the film.
The tools at our disposal are wonderful things, and without a doubt, they are responsible for some very cruel moments in people's lives. But if you're not having fun with toys, if you're not playing with your friends and their toy, you're missing out on life.
It means so much to me to actually be a part of this film in some small way, just because it's such an incredible world of imagination and playfulness and mischief and humor and comedy and tragedy.
Well, the cast also includes Tim Allen, who plays Buzz Lightyear, my favourite, and Joan Cusack, who voices the cowgirl Jessie, who's the main character, really, in this movie. Comedian Conan O'Brien is also an addition to the cast. He's playing Smarty Pants, which is a toilet training device. The idea that children are growing up faster and screens mean children no longer choose to play as much is probably the most powerful message that this film has to offer. And I'm interested as to whether it will speak more to the children going to see it or maybe the adults who are bringing them, really. Otherwise, we've all grown older with Toy Story, really. And Woody, Tom Hanks' character, of course, has developed a bald spot in the middle of his head that reflects that. And a great comment by one of the characters is, you need brown marker to colour that in.
Oh, I love the sound of this story. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Emma, we're going to leave you with Toy Story 5. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
You know Bonnie better than anyone. What does your gut say?
Bonnie still needs us. Our time ain't over yet.
We're gonna need backup.
Affirmative, Commander. No way.
Come on, Bullseye!
Hey, wait for us!